Hello, church family. This is the video update for Tuesday, October the 6th. Normally I do this update in the middle of the week, but I wanted to get it out early because we are going to have to cancel Awana on Wednesday night. The other activities on Wednesday night are still going to take place, but we do have to cancel Awana because we know we are not going to have enough workers to do what we had planned to do. So let me explain that a little bit. A lot of our workers in Awana and in some of our other ministries do come either as students from Cedarville University or those who are connected with the university in one way or another. And the university has adopted a very strict policy as it relates to COVID. And so we have, in a couple instances already so far this year, experienced a few cases where folks in our church or connected with our church have tested positive, and that occurred again here recently. And we have done all that we can to communicate to those who were directly connected. However, with Cedarville, their protocols and policies require that if you have had any kind of contact with someone who has tested positive, you have to quarantine for 14 days. And so because that's happened recently, that web of quarantine continues to expand, and that's been true on the Cedarville campus here all semester. That boils down to the fact that we've got a number of workers who are unable to work this Wednesday night, and so because we don't have enough workers to make Awana happen, we do have to cancel it. Our services for this weekend, they're not changed, although with respect to children's ministry, for example, if we still have worker shortages, we may have to shift some of the grades back and forth. We'll still have children's ministry, and we want you to feel welcome to come. Now, let me just say that when we are aware of someone in our church family testing positive, we do our best to share that information with those that we know had more direct contact. The reality is, as the CDC says and the Public Health Department, if you go out grocery shopping, you could potentially be exposed. And so I've reviewed the guidelines again. The guidelines say that if there's a possibility for a COVID exposure, if you have had close contact with a person, you are to go into quarantine. Now, close contact, we are not worried about in this case, because close contact is described as being within 6 feet of a person for more than 15 minutes, or hugging and kissing someone, or if they cough or sneeze directly on you and you feel those droplets. So that's what the CDC defines as close contact, and if that were to happen, those guidelines are that you quarantine for 14 days. Now, we're not worried about that happening. It did not happen, but we do want to get the information out to folks because in all cases we need to exercise caution and do what we feel is important, not only for our own safety, but for the safety of others as well. And so we're doing our best to walk through that, but we are in this situation where all of the quarantining that is going on does affect how we're able to staff our ministries, and we want them to be well staffed. Now, on a different subject, I want to just share with you a couple little important bits of information for the next 2 Saturday services. Well, actually not this Saturday, but in a couple weeks. So we have a wedding happening, not this weekend, but the following weekend. And then on the 24th is when we're doing that community event to just thank and appreciate those on the front line in our community, the educators and the first responders, police and fire. So that particular event on that day and then the wedding on the previous weekend mean that our Saturday services are going to have some impact. So on Saturday, I'm pretty sure it's Saturday the 18th, 17th, or 18th, that's the weekend of the wedding, we'll still have a Saturday service. It'll be at 5 o'clock, but it will not take place in the sanctuary. It will all take place in our North Worship Center, which is the youth room. So what that means is that all of us who come and are participating either normally in the front or the back on Saturday at 5 p.m., on that weekend, it's going to be a mask required only opportunity on Saturday afternoon. The following weekend, when we have the appreciation event, the youth room, the North Worship Center, is going to be used for that appreciation event. So the Saturday service is going to move from there to the sanctuary, and we'll do the same thing on that weekend. Which is the weekend of the 24th, I believe. On that Saturday service, everything in the sanctuary that afternoon will be mask required. So I'm just getting that word out to you to let you know so that you can make preparations for that. There's plenty of space in the Saturday service, so I encourage you that if that's an option, to consider doing that. Clearly, we're in a situation where sometimes we have to make decisions week by week or day by day. Please know that we as the pastoral team really do work through these issues. We want the best safe conditions for our church family, but we also want to be able to continue to provide opportunities for us to gather together and to worship together and to really serve God and encourage one another. So we're walking through this together, and we're just trying to be as open and as honest with you in terms of communication as we can be. We're praying for you. We're here for you. So please don't hesitate to call on us this week. We love you. God bless you. Have a wonderful week.